Hey guys.
Hey.
How we doing? Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. It's not as corn sweaty as last time, but it's still corn sweaty.
Yeah.
It's still
sticky.
It might be the same. Maybe we've just gotten used to it.
Maybe we have.
Maybe
You're
we've
right.
changed.
I like to think, since we live in the capital where the state fair is, that it's state fair sweaty. It's just everyone
God,
coming
it
in
is.
from everywhere else.
It's yet another reason for me to hate on that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Last night when I was there, I just walked around just like, I wonder who's here from Madison County while their wife's having an affair back home. That's what I thought of. I just wanted to be like, call your wife, everybody.
Yeah.
Check in.
Yeah. Did you ID any potential suspects?
A few, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mostly in the dollhouse display.
Oh,
area.
yeah, for
That tracks,
sure.
yeah, that tracks.
Did you have any weird foods?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
No, we didn't really eat. I had some cheese curds and then I had a tenderloin sandwich. Is all I ate. Because we
love a
were, we
tenderloin.
spent the whole night watching our friend Travis host the, the State Fair Queen contest, and that
Yes.
really kind of took up a lot of time.
Did you tell the story of the friend that you knew that went ahead and ate her favorite thing? Even though...
no. So, well, friend's loose term.
Okay.
Is someone that I knew through a job that, I'm not even going to call her a friend, that
The acquaintance.
she came, okay, so post the fair, she was off for a few days because she got food poisoning. And
Jesus, a few days, food poisoning? That's a lot of food poisoning.
yeah,
Wow.
and she got it. Bad enough that she had to go to ER. So when you go to a doctor ER, then that triggers the Iowa Department of Public Health to do research on where you got this foodborne illness. And she knew right away. She didn't even tell them that they had to track it. She's like, it was the turkey leg at the state fair. And she knew this because before she went to the state fair, she knew that there was already a breakout.
She knew that there
She
was
knew
an issue with that
and
stand?
said, I love the turkey leg so much, I'm going to get one anyway.
Oh.
And then immediately got food poisoning.
This is why I hate the state fair. Reason number 503.
That's just not a normal thing to do.
No.
And you lost all my sympathy because you kind of didn't have it anyway, because if you think a turkey leg at the state fair is your best bet for a non-foodborne illness,
Right.
That's why I avoid the state fair, because it's all an outbreak. It's just all an outbreak of disease and filth.
Michael was one of the, he helped judge the State Fair food contest a couple weeks ago.
Of course he did.
So we got free tickets to go in, and we got a bunch of we could do some free stuff like go to Snakes Alive, which I did not do, and Ye Old Mill, which no thank you. Yeah. But we got 2 tickets to go down the giant slide.
Did you do it?
We did it.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah.
It was a real letdown.
Oh,
Because they don't use the burlap bags anymore. They use something else so you go slower.
Really?
So you just walk up all these steps and you get up there and you're just not going that fast. And it's like, okay.
No. You got to give you something for the fair.
I mean,
Come
I'm
on
an
now.
adult. I'm a grown person. If I want to Crisco my entire backside up and just go down that 58 miles an hour.
I want
kind
the
of
burlap
my choice.
sack.
that's so funny because they did a story yesterday on the morning news because it was raining. And then they were like, well, we have to close the slide for a period of time to get the rain off, because essentially what happens is you'll start and then you'll basically come to a stop and then you'll just take off like a rocket. And I was like, that doesn't seem like a bad ploy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why you're so worried about getting
It's not like you're going to
dry.
get going fast enough. You're going to break through the barrier and knock down 10 food stands before you end up.
Right. This
in
isn't
the
a
grindstand.
fucking Looney Tunes
that
commercial
already
or
good.
cartoon.
And we've learned from Class Action Park, that documentary, that people will go to any sort of amusement park.
Any sort of
Any.
amusement park.
Yeah.
I know. I took Mason not that long ago to a pool that has some water slides, and that's
Yeah.
all I could think of was Class Action Water Park.
Oh, yeah.
Like watching him go down, I'm like, oh.
Well, speaking of the state fair, let's talk about gall.
Okay.
So, I mean, that has the
transition
gall
ever.
to exist, obviously. But I can start with gall.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Mine is the man that came up to Aaron and I at lunch about 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, Aaron and I went to lunch at St. Kilda Collective. So nice place.
Yeah.
And we are sitting down, we're chatting. And then a man comes up to us, and I will give you 3 guesses as to the race and gender of this man.
And
the first
age.
2 guesses. Yeah. The age, excuse me.
The
and
gender
race.
of this man?
Yeah. The age and race of this man. First 2 guesses don't count. So I am, as I often am, wearing my 9 Inch Nails t-shirt. And it just says NIN.
Also, I'm going to interject right
Okay.
here just real quick. As
Yes.
a person who was with you, I also want to point out, because I feel like this is important for what he did after the fact, is that you also had like a vest on over it, so it wasn't super clear.
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
It's just one of my favorite shirts.
It's also right on your chest. So there was some work in noticing that said Nine Inch Nails, because all it is the lettering. It's not anything else.
So he comes up, and he's like, oh, hey, excuse me, but do you even know what that's about?
Pardon me?
And I looked at him dead in his eyes.
You
and
did
I
look
said,
dead.
yes. And he's like, oh, well, because I've talked to people before who wear that shirt, and they don't even know what it's about. I was like, oh. And he's like, I saw him live. I really like him. I'm like, yep, I did too. And then he's like, yeah.
Oh
well, I'll stop talking. But, and then I found out just recently, like, he was in a cover band before Nine Inch Nails. I was like, yeah, Depeche Mode cover band.
Yeah. Also, do you know what stop talking means? Because you said you were going to stop and then you didn't.
Are you seeing the looks on our faces right now?
I was trying to, like, signal with my eyes, dude, you do not want to get in a challenge battle with her. Like, David Bowie, 9 Inch Nails, you are fucked. You're cooked. Walk away.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, you started this in the weirdest way possible.
Yes.
So aggressive.
Aggressive.
Not today.
Do you even know what that is?
Yeah.
And what were you, like, what I keep imagining is if you said no.
Right.
And then he was like, whoa, 9. Like,
let me tell you all about it.
not your job, first of all. Second of all, the gall to come up to someone like that while we were eating. Like, we were eating in a conversation. You were not included. We did not make eye contact. You had to walk to the table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he saw us at some point, and he was like, I'm on a mission. I'm going to go complete my mission.
He was another patron, correct? It wasn't
Indeed.
like he worked there? Okay.
No. He was a patron.
He was a patron.
And it looked like he was on his way out, and he just had to stop and do his civic duty and see if I knew what I was wearing.
Was he wearing a wedding ring?
He was with a table of all women. I did notice that.
Oh, no. Those poor women.
It was just all gross.
Yeah.
And it's just, very much like the guy that will see you in a t-shirt, be like, well, name 5 of their songs. Like, it felt like that's where it was kind of going.
Yes,
if I hadn't
it
said
did.
yes.
It did.
Yeah.
It
Like you had to somehow pass his test.
I had to pass his test.
To make it
and
okay to wear
yeah,
that
and I was
shirt.
like, buddy, I will ace this test. What are we doing? Yeah.
Also, who decided that you were the creator of the 9 Inch Nails test? I wanted to be like, you name 5 songs.
Yeah.
Because what is this? Like, I don't even know what this is. This, like, spot. I mean, for a brief second, I thought, are we going to be on that cab show that's like trivia? Like, did we accidentally get into that? Or, like, why is this happening? But no.
Like, I mean, maybe he could have just said nice shirt when he walked
Exactly.
by and left it. And even
Or
that,
you'd be like, oh, I love them or something.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
even or nothing.
Uh-huh.
Like there was
Nothing
lots
is
of
also an option.
Yeah, there's lots of options of different
Nothing
ways
is
he
a
could have
great
handled it.
option.
Yeah.
Nothing is your best option.
Especially
in
when
this
you're an
scenario.
old white guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it would have been a perfectly acceptable story for him to go see a friend later and be like, "Oh, I saw this woman wearing a 9 Inch Nail shirt today. It was great. I love them."
Exactly.
And that's it.
And then let me tell you, at the time I saw them, it was great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not the right audience.
No.
But I feel like he goes in the dogs up category of guys that just once Trump became president, they just feel like
Yes.
everything is their area of expertise and they're here to educate everyone.
I love that we've named it the dogs up category.
Yeah.
That's an excellent category.
It is.
What are we doing? Just dogs up?
Yeah. Because he seems like someone who would approach someone
he
at the
would.
grocery store, dogs up.
Yeah.
Just be weird. Because I was first a little bit uncomfortable, and then I was also like, I wonder where this is going. Like, how much is Amy going to take him down? Because should I get my phone out? Is this a recordable moment?
Yeah, so I was glad you were there to see it and, to witness whatever weirdness, but some gall. And it just doesn't feel like it's a thing that happens to guys. Like, if you're wearing your Nirvana t-shirt, I'm sure a lot of people are not coming up. Do you even know who they are?
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't get that.
Yeah, do you even know?
I was wearing an NSYNC t-shirt once, and that we're on our way to Pride, and that guy was like, "Nice shirt."
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah, thanks for your input.
Yep. Thank you.
Are you doing stand-up anywhere? This was very funny. Very clever. I'd like to check out your show if possible.
The joke was well put together. Yeah.
Finely crafted.
All right, what about you guys? What's your gall?
Well, we kind of talked about mainly movie theater parking lots last
Yes, we
last
did.
time.
Which, by the way, we went to dinner with our friends Haley and Maggie, who are real people.
Yeah.
And they said,
Real people is key. Yep.
They also agreed. They were like, you guys were talking about flicks, right? And I'm like, yes. I said, it's terrible.
It's a bad parking lot. I have another movie theater. I don't know if I want to maybe put it in the etiquette category. I'm going to see what you guys think. Because, I, as much as anyone else, enjoy a comedy movie, right? So we took a couple of our kids last night to Naked Gun. Mm-hmm. Hilarious. Highly recommend. Great. I understand it's a funny movie, but I thought that like movie etiquette was like you kind of laugh to yourself. Right. When I tell you that there were two people, two separate people, one behind us and one in front of us, like I don't know exactly what rows, but those were where the noises were coming from, that we're laughing so loud and so hard at everything that happened in that movie. It got to the point where it was uncomfortable. At first you're kind of laughing because it's funny, and then you're like, this is like, you have to stop. You have to stop. And when I tell you that were the weirdest, loudest laughs I've ever heard, it's never a normal laugh. Like, I'm not even going to imitate it because it'll lose credibility to the story because I won't do it right. But they were, I mean, even Mason was like, who's 11, kept looking around and being like kind of like confused, like, why are they doing that? I'm like, I don't know, but it's not stopping. I mean, we're talking about this kind of raucous laughter started at the very beginning when they cut to Liam Neeson and you can see like up his little schoolgirl skirt.
His underwears.
He has strawberry underwear on, which has been in all the promos.
Right.
Like, not a surprise.
Like almost too much. Like that photo I've seen several times and it catches me off guard a lot. I'm just like, what's happening?
Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah. And it started then, like just immediately. And I was like, that's not that funny. And if we're already there, I hate to see where we get when something's actually funny.
You can't start at 11. You can't. You got to take it down.
And I don't want to take away people's enjoyment, but I'm also like, I don't know if that's okay.
We've experienced the same thing. Like at some of our superhero movies and whatnot, like very mild humor.
Right.
People laughing hard.
Uh-huh. And you feel like we feel like they're shut-ins, and it's like you don't have any like stimuli of any kind in your life.
Yes.
Never been out in public before. Yeah. Never seen a movie.
That's what it felt like. Yeah. And I thought, who came with them? Poor them.
Right.
They're right next to it.
Oh man, yeah.
But it also feels to me when people do that, they want attention.
Yes, it was performative on some level.
Very much.
Yeah.
They're the kind of people who like in line at the grocery store will like loudly read out like a headline on a tabloid or something to try to engage you in a conversation, and it's like, nah.
No, sir.
So they're viewing it as like a social kind of behavior. Like, look at what I'm doing.
That's what it felt like. Like we're having like this community experience, but I'm like, I don't necessarily agree that me buying a ticket to a movie means we're in a community situation together.
Right. It also feels like a dogs up situation. Like, what are we doing?
It does, because it was two guys. Yeah, it was there was no female involved. Yeah. So I did feel like, okay, well, here we are. And everyone in our row, it was fairly busy. Everyone in our row was uncomfortable because you would look down and people were like looking around. Like you could tell that collectively it wasn't going over well. But what do you do in that situation? Like, shut up? I mean, I don't feel comfortable doing that either. So
yeah. And technically, like, you can't, like, they don't do this at most movie places, but, like, at flicks, if you're disruptive, they will tell you to knock it off. But, like you're laughing at a funny movie too much? Like,
I know, how do you say that?
It's not really breaking the rules. It's breaking some social rules, but not the official movie rules.
So you would agree that that's somewhat of a social...
It's annoying.
Okay,
and it's,
Yeah, that's
and the performative factor feels like against some sort of etiquette. Yeah.
You're not there to listen to that person laugh. You're there to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And they're sort of trying to...
They're taking the
They're
attention.
trying to pull focus.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it right there.
You are not Liam Neeson, sir.
Nope.
No. I mean, there was a couple moments that got me really good, but I did like a silent laugh. I'm not like loudly laughing.
Yeah.
I know you're going to find that hard to believe, listeners, since I loudly laugh into the microphone all the time, but...
This is different. This is us three.
Different.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah. It was probably 9 Inch Nails shirt guy.
Probably was. He was on a rampage.
He would have stood up and been like, do you guys know why this is funny? Here's why it's funny.
Yeah. Here's why it's funny. It's called a pun.
Do you guys even know who Liam Neeson is?
Do you guys even know this is a remake?
Yeah. What about you, Heath?
This fucking rain. I am sick to death of the rain.
Sick of it.
I feel like, you know what? Sky, get it together.
Yeah, not
Get your
unreasonable.
shit together.
It can't. Every year it's the same. It's either we don't get any rain,
Yeah.
or this year we've gotten, 87 inches of rain or whatever it is. I don't know.
So much.
I saw that it actually beat 1993's record. And if we hadn't had a drought in the spring, we would have been flooded like we were
Wow.
that year.
That's
Too much.
That's too much.
Come on,
It's more than,
Sky.
it's more than we need.
It's more than we need. Yeah, it is.
And all sorts of flash flooding and everything.
Yes.
But also, maybe most important, it relates to another goal of yours, more bugs.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
More mosquitoes to fly into your mouth and be pervs.
Yep. Those
Yeah.
disgusting, skanky,
Skanky. Skanky bugs.
those rapey mosquitoes.
Yes.
Get away from me.
Disgusting.
No means no.
There was a bug in our house that I was sure was a spider. Granted, I didn't count the legs, which was pointed out later, but
Are you supposed to go up and count the
it
legs?
was big.
Okay.
So, like, you could see the legs, but I didn't
Okay.
spend a lot of time before I called for backup.
All right.
And I was like, I'm not dealing with this bug that's in this room, so Mike needs to come. So he came, and he was like, that's not a spider, that's a mosquito. I said, if that's a mosquito, then we are all fucked. Because that is the biggest mosquito I've ever seen in my life.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God.
yeah, those new ones that are, like, growing like that.
The
Like,
new
they had
ones?
one. I
There's
was
new
like,
mosquitoes?
new one? That's what I said. I was like, what kind of thing is that to tell me why I'm eye to eye with one?
Are we like in a Godzilla situation where like the radiation and nuclear energy is...
Are we in Jumanji?
I will say the good news is they're slow moving, if that's what it is.
okay,
Because he,
okay.
I mean, just came at it and it didn't even, there was no resistance to his paper towel hand.
Wow. Well, Ziggy has been hunting bugs like it's nobody's business and just chasing flies around and everything. So he's doing the work.
All right.
Yeah,
He's
good
trying to
for
make
him.
up for the rain, but come on, rain.
Yeah.
It's a lot to keep up with.
It's a lot to keep up with. Yeah. Well, should we dive into 1989?
Yes, we shall.
Okay. Let's first recap what we talked about. So last time I revealed my deep love for Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson.
Do you even know who Janet Jackson is?
Do you even know the dance? The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I wasn't even asked because I knew you did.
Yeah. Also, I revealed that Gretchen Carlson of Fox News was Miss America in this year.
If you've ever wondered if that pageant was rigged.
Yeah. Then hence the pageant to Fox News pipeline.
Yes.
Then I talked about 2 accidents. There was a scuba diver that was sucked up into a nuclear power plant and lived. And there was that Russian psychic that was run over by a train while attempting to stop it with his psychic power. It didn't work.
That's not how that works.
It didn't work. No. Aaron, you told
Still
us.
shocked.
Yeah.
Aaron, you told us about McDonald's pizza. The thing that constantly stuck with me is having to flip it to get it through the drive-thru window.
Yeah, the drive-through windows weren't made. Surprisingly, if
Yeah.
you've been to McDonald's,
Yeah.
not made for
Just
a pizza.
not a great story. James Brown's CNN appearance.
Yeah.
What was that? I forget.
What was that? No, I forgot.
I don't know.
Well, James Brown was on CNN.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, they
well.
were asking him a bunch of questions about. He was kind of in the hot water about something, and he kept just answering in like nonsense answers, like
Oh.
Was it one of the times he was in trouble for tax stuff? Or
Yeah,
with
something like-
one of his wives.
I think it was one of his wives,
Okay.
and it was like he kept answering in song lyrics, like just saying like things, nonsensical statements that and it went viral, which was
Hard to do in
hard
1989.
to do.
Yeah. Also, you brought us the tree murder. That story stuck with me. Heath, you brought us Batman, the first one. Mm-hmm. You brought us the ingenue Paula Abdul. And you brought us the Steel Magnolias. Don't talk about me like I'm not here.
I feel like another thing that we didn't cover in our beginning little part was the fact that Dean Cain decided to become an ICE agent this
Oh my
week.
God, yes.
Also, I love how many famous people are just like, you're such a loser.
I saw John Leguizamo
Yes.
just like, what?
Somebody else was just like, I'm trying to boycott Dean Cain, but I cannot find anything he's in.
That's amazing. Whew. Yeah, that's what happens when you go hard for ICE.
And this whole thing with Sydney Sweeney and the American Eagle ad,
Yes.
and then like Trump coming like to support her. Then it turns out, she's a Republican. Like, I don't know, Sydney Sweeney, you might have, you have trouble getting some auditions. And
Yeah, after I saw
she's a
Republican.
She's a Republican.
I don't think she did. I think he found out that's what she's
a registered Republican.
I think they found out. I'm not sure she ever came right out and said one way or the other. I know she was in a couple years ago, her mom hosted a Trump-themed party. And some of those photos made it to social media, and then her and her team was trying to sort of like put a little distance between her and her mom. But it turns out there's not that much distance between them, I guess.
Which
never been a fan of hers that much.
No, but then it makes me mad because she did a sketch with Bowen on SNL, and you can't do this. You can't be a Republican and then just like, play around like everything's fine and everything's good. And
Yeah, like you're not basically voting to dismantle all of these things that you're pretending to support.
I saw this wonderful clip of this lady that's like, I've had it with white people who go to Mexican restaurants, who go to Indian restaurants, who go to Chinese restaurants. You're only allowed to go to Cracker Barrel. That's the only place you can go.
Shit. You're right.
Or to go to your hairdresser who's gay. Like, you don't get to have it both ways.
Right.
You can't do all of this stuff and vote for Trump every single time.
Yeah, agreed. Mm-hmm.
Anywho, let's go back to 1989.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a detour, but it felt necessary. Yeah.
Well, I want to bring us to a beautiful, happy place that was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I loved this movie so much. So in 2688, far in the future, humanity is a utopian society. Everything is fine because of Bill and Ted.
Okay.
And their band, the Wild Stallions. And remember that wild is spelled W-Y-L-D.
I would expect it no other way.
Wild Stallions. So Rufus is in 2688, and he's George Carlin. And he is tasked by the leaders to travel back to 1988, San Dimas, California, using a phone booth, a time machine phone booth, to make sure that Bill and Ted successfully pass history class. Now listen, I know there's all sorts of issues with time travel here right now, because why should they have to go back to make sure this happened? Because it already happened. We're going to set all that aside.
Okay.
Yep.
And if I was the only one concerned about that, that may be the case.
No,
Okay.
Yep.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. So Bill and Ted, who are Keanu Reeves and Alex Winters, they're not so smart. At least they're not school smart.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are failing history, and their only hope of passing is if they get a perfect score on their final history report. So a lot of pressure. And not only that, it's an oral presentation they have to give to the whole school about how historical figures would view present San Dimas. So question, have you seen this? Okay. And have you seen this?
I have, but it's been a very long time ago.
Also, this was my first intro to Keanu Reeves.
Well,
And
that's
what a
good
love
intro.
affair has sprung from that.
Yeah.
The fact that that's the same person that was in The Matrix,
Yes.
and that's the same person that was in Speed,
And John Wick, all the John Wick movies.
it's funny.
It is funny. And Ted is Keanu Reeves. If they do fail this history class, Ted's dad's going to send him to a military school in Alaska.
He's not going to survive there.
No, he's not going to.
No.
So, the pressure's on for old Bill and Ted. So Rufus shows up, and he has to explain to them that he's from the future. And because they're not that smart, they get it pretty quickly. They're like, sure, okay, great. So he shows them how to operate the time booth so they can go back in time and talk to historical figures for their report. Boom. So they go back.
Which I'm not sure helps your report that much, but okay.
Oh, but wait.
Oh.
So it first goes back to 1805, where they find Napoleon. And they are watching like this battle happen. And then as they leave in the phone booth, they accidentally sweep up Napoleon in the whole phone booth wake. And so he comes back to the present with them.
Oh, boy.
So at this point, Rufus is like, all right, you guys got this, which I think is shoddy guardianship.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
your job was to make sure they do this, what are you doing, buddy? Because we've already established they're not that smart. So
Wow,
you
you're
got to
right.
guide them.
Very shoddy guardianship.
But Rufus is out. He's like, you guys are fine. So he leaves, and Bill and Ted discover Napoleon is stuck in a nearby tree. So they come up with an idea. we're going to kidnap historical figures throughout time. We're going to bring them back to San Dimas for our report, and we're going to ace this motherfucker. So, in order to do this, they leave Napoleon with Ted's younger brother, Deacon, and they ask him to take care of him. Bill and Ted travel through time. They get Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid. They get.
It would have been better if they got Billie Jean King.
Yeah.
Although in 1989, Billie Jean King was alive. They could have just called her.
Yeah, they just could have a younger version.
Disaster to come.
Yeah. They also got. I almost said it like that. He did. They also got Socrates, who they call Socrates. Yeah. Then they stop in 15th century England and they fall in love with princesses Joanna and Elizabeth. But as is often the case, their dad had promised them to some dudes. So their father sees what's happening and tries to have them executed. But Billy the Kid and Socrates help them escape. So they keep going. They keep getting extra. They want to get extra credit. So they nab Sigmund Freud, Beethoven, Joan of Arc, Genghis Khan, and Abraham Lincoln.
Quite the cast.
Yes.
Yeah. Feels like some of those people are maybe a little prone to violence. Might cause some problems.
Yep, as is the case. So when they bring everybody back to the current time, they leave them all at the local mall to check out San Dimas and see what they think. They go to Deacon, the younger brother, to see where Napoleon is. Turns out he went to a water park. So they have to go get Napoleon, who is living his life, loving those water slides. They have to go get him. Back at the mall, because some of these guys are prone to violence, the historical figures are fucking shit up.
Oh, no.
And they all get arrested for disturbing the peace.
Well, yeah.
Bill and Ted break him out of jail.
That's a real come down for Genghis Khan to get arrested by mall security.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's a great scene where, like, Joan of Arc is leading an aerobics class and she just goes nuts. Genghis Khan goes to, like, a sporting goods store and is stealing, like, baseball bats and stuff. Like, everybody's getting up to hijinks. Mm-hmm. So Bill and Ted break him out of jail, and then they go to the school and they put on this presentation, and somehow they've managed to get lighting effects and music to accompany their presentation. And their report earns a standing ovation, and they pass the class.
Excellent.
All right.
Sometime later, Rufus returns, and he's brought the two princesses. And he's like, guess what? They're in your band, too. So, you know, here you go. So,
do they come by their own free will?
Sort of, because they look like...
sort of is not a yes.
It looks like Rufus took them to the mall, and they're wearing, like, 80s clothes, too. So they're happy.
Okay.
They're ready to go. The Washington Post said... This movie made only the sketchiest attempts to draw their historical characters. Now listen, Washington Post.
Yeah.
This is not a historical movie.
Yeah.
This is not, like, we need to go in knowing.
Yeah. They're not going to show this in history class.
No.
This is what's funny about it.
Yes.
That's what makes it funny. This is not a PBS documentary deep dive that took years.
And yes, Abraham Lincoln is not going to say rock on or party on, dudes, which he does at the end of the presentation. But he does in this movie. Or in this,
Probably not. But also, who are you, Washington Post, to say that in a certain situation, Abraham Lincoln wouldn't say that?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think you can put that kind of
Can't. If Abraham
boundaries on Abraham Lincoln.
If he spent the day in the mall and he learned what everyone was saying,
He might.
he's on it.
But are Bill and Ted in this situation, I don't mean to, like, divert attention here, but are they compelled to tell Abraham Lincoln to not go to that theater? Like,
Excellent question, because no, I think they just send them all back to their times, and Lincoln goes to die. Again, the time travel continuity is off,
right.
for various reasons. That's one of them. The New York Times critics said the only thing dimly interesting is the way the two teenage heroes communicate in superlatives. They're also fond of odd words such as bodacious. Let him talk, man.
Did you see the movie New York Times? It feels like you didn't. It feels like you didn't.
It did pretty well. There was a breakfast cereal named after them. Bill and Ted's Excellent Cereal. I never saw that. I bet it was not excellent.
No.
There was an animated series that came after it.
And
there was a live action series in 1992 that ran for only 7 episodes. It didn't have any of the cast.
Yeah.
They used to do that a lot. Like
Yeah,
in the late
they
80s
did.
and early 90s, they'd make TV shows out of movies.
Yeah. And then there was a sequel in 1991, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, where they met death.
Yep.
It was pretty great. And they did Bill and Ted Face the Music in 2020, and it was fine.
I did not realize they did one in 2020.
Yes. It was fine.
It was fine. Okay.
It was fine. Yep. All right, your turn.
Okay. Wow. This is kind of a weird turn from that. Well, we'll do it anyway. All right. So in 1989, I feel like if you lived in Iowa, you're familiar with this case, even though it took place in Minnesota. It was the year of the Jacob Wetterling abduction.
No.
I'm not familiar with it. No.
Maybe it was because I grew up in northern Iowa, but this was like a huge deal because where I grew up is not that far from the Minnesota border. And it was just I remember distinctly that his photo was everywhere.
Was it another newspaper boy?
No. He was 11. But I remember there being posters up everywhere. I remember there'd be like rumors like, oh yeah, that family, like they're related to him. Like there was all kinds of stuff like that. Wow. So he was abducted in Minnesota in 1989 in St. Joseph. And turns out that he was, after many, many, many years, they discovered what happened. He was murdered on the same day. But his abduction, he was 11. It remained a mystery for 27 years what happened to him. Man. On Sunday, October 22nd, 1989, just after 9 p.m., Jacob Wetterling, who was 11, his younger brother Trevor, who was 10, and a friend, Aaron Larson, who was also 11, were biking home from a convenience store in St. Joseph, Minnesota, where they had gone to rent a video. As we all know, he rented videos at a bunch of different places. So they all went, they got their video, they're leaving, and an abductor encounters them wearing a stocking cap mask and armed with an unloaded revolver. He came out of a driveway and ordered the boys to throw their bikes into a ditch and lay face down on the ground. He then asked each boy how old they were. Jacob's brother was told to run towards a nearby wooded area and not look back, or else he would be shot.
Jesus.
The abductor then demanded to view the faces of the two remaining boys. He picked Jacob and told Aaron to run away, threatening him as he had Jacob's brother.
Was the first boy too old or something?
Too young, I'm guessing, because he was the youngest. He was 10, and the other two were 11. I don't know if it makes that much. I mean, that's not that. No. There's not a huge difference at that age. But he then viewed the faces, told Aaron to run away, kept Jacob. That was the last time Jacob was seen alive by anyone other than his murderer. On September 1st, 2016.
Oh, my God.
The Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension recovered human bones from a pasture near Painesville, about 30 miles from the site of the abduction. Before that, in all those years since then, his family was very active in getting news out about him, encouraging the police to do more. Like they were on America's Most Wanted. They were doing everything that they could to get information. And they're often now seen as pioneers of kind of changing the way some abductions were. I know, like here, Johnny Gosh, his mom was really at the forefront of changing, like, we don't need to wait that many hours when it's a child. We don't, all of those things. They were also very instrumental in making that happen. And
what was the law up to then? They had to wait a certain amount of time?
Yeah, like it fall under the same category as a missing person. Like we have to wait for it. But the point being, like, a child is not the same as an adult. An adult has free will and can be gone for a period of time if they want, forever if they want. But that's not the same thing for a child. So on September 3rd, so 2 days after they found the bones, the Wetterlings family announced that the bones were those of Jacob, and local law enforcement stated that the identity of the bones had been confirmed by dental records. So to back up, the location was revealed by Danny Heinrich, a longtime person of interest in the abduction of another boy who was 12 years old in the nearby town of Cold Spring. On September 6th, Heinrich confessed to kidnapping and murdering Wetterling, as well as abducting and sexually assaulting the other boy, Jared, and the other one. It was part of a plea agreement that he helped them locate the body. So this is the part of the case that got super controversial because they did not charge him with murder. They only took him on child porn charges because when they raided his house, they found a bunch of stuff. And they gave him 20 years for that, but then he was supposed to be committed to an institution after the 20 years. So essentially the judge said it's like a life sentence. He's never getting out. But there was a lot of controversy around the decision to not charge him with murder. But
because that kid's family doesn't.
But I think the
anything.
family had a big part in that because they wanted the body so bad.
Okay.
They wanted the bones, which is understandable, I
Yeah.
think, on some degree. And they're really the ones that are living with that. So if they can live with the idea that that's what it is, then, I suppose that is okay. But he died in prison. So he's not... I think it's a mute point, but...
So he was a person of interest, but they could never find enough
he was a
on him
person
or
of interest
something?
in a different, child abduction case, and they just never could get anything solid to get, to tie him to. Because you think 1989, you're still behind in some forensic stuff. You're still behind. I mean, you're not having the level of security cameras that you have now. You don't have everybody having a, video camera on their doorstep.
Yeah.
So there was just a lot less information. And I think you're still living in an age where abductions were still somewhat, that was kind of a new phenomenon. At least I felt like growing up in the 80s and 90s, that was a new thing that everyone was freaked out about. You got to really stay vigilant, stay aware, because and it felt especially that way, at least where I grew up, because of the Des Moines cases, but then also this Minnesota case, and it was all kind of around that time. And it's so intricately tied in my memory of seeing that poster of him everywhere. I can see his face.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a huge case. And then they were instrumental in helping bring about some sex offender laws, because he had been charged with some other crimes, but wasn't on any kind of registry. So they were kind of forward in saying we need to create something like that would have brought him up to the top, to make sure that he didn't do it to anyone else. I wouldn't have necessarily saved Jacob in this situation, but after the fact, he would have been a person of interest a lot sooner.
Yeah, we all lived in different areas. So did you get as much of the Johnny Gosh and the...
I did.
The other one?
Part of that was, though, I had a paper route when I was a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
And they gave you a whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I couldn't wear around my neck because they would just drag you off with it. And I was like,
that's
okay,
right.
well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
This whole system seems flawed.
This doesn't seem great any way around.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right, where are you going, Heath, for 1989?
Another left turn here.
Oh, good. Okay.
We need to keep
All right,
going.
yeah.
You guys know the movie Look Who's Talking, right?
Oh, I was just thinking about this week for some reason.
Were you thinking about how it's stupid?
I was thinking of something the kids said. Yeah.
The movie, it was a big success. I don't really understand why. Maybe after we talk about it, someone can let me know if you figure it out. The movie stars Kirstie Alley and John Travolta as Molly and James, respectively. Molly is an accountant living in New York City who's having an affair with Albert, who is one of her clients, and she ends up pregnant. As soon as Molly gets pregnant, the audience starts to hear the baby's thoughts through voiceover. And that voiceover is provided by Bruce Willis. Exactly what you want your baby to sound like.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's lots of worse options, but...
Yeah. In the 80s, Bruce Willis was white hot. So,
he was.
I'm going to have to pause you for a second because this is drawing into question part of my husband's whole sense of humor because... Why? He constantly does voiceovers for the grandkids when they're not old enough to talk yet. Constantly does
so he's ripping off. Look who's talking.
Yeah, I think so. This is just occurring to me now.
Yeah.
He loves to make them swear. Wow. All right. Well, really reframing some things for me. Yeah, all right, continue. Sorry.
It should be noted too, the characters in the movie can't hear the babies talking or the baby's thoughts. So, yeah. So Albert, the dad, says he's going to leave his wife for Molly, but then Molly sees Albert with a third woman, and after she confronts him, he admits that he's not actually going to leave his wife.
Yeah, so, he's a dirtbag.
Yes, he's a dirtbag. By now, Molly's 9 months pregnant, and this is this upsetting news of finding out that this guy is not really going to leave his wife for her. Triggers labor, so Molly takes a cab to the hospital, and James, a.k.a. John Travolta, he's the cab driver, and when they get to the hospital, James helps Molly inside, and the hospital staff mistakenly assumes that he's the father. So he ends up in the delivery room when baby Mikey is born.
Which feels like a violation.
It's such a wild... You are not incapacitated when you are giving birth. Yeah. You are able to say, that man should not be in this room. Thank you very much.
And also, where was the cab this whole time? Was it just sitting there?
Idle at the curb?
Right, yeah. So after the baby's born, James realizes that Molly left her purse in his cab. So again, apparently the cab was just unattended with this woman's purse in the backseat in New York City, and nobody
was
did
fine.
anything.
That's how you know it's 1989, because today you wouldn't have gotten through the doors without giving that insurance card first.
Nope.
She wouldn't
Yeah,
know
that's
her
true.
purse was in the cab.
That's true. Yeah.
He goes to her house and convinces her to let him use her address so he can set up nursing care for his grandfather, which seems like a red flag to me, to this person you don't really know.
Forgot about that.
Because I think they had to be like a resident of
That certain borough or something.
right, yeah, to get into this nursing home.
Okay.
To be eligible for the nursing home, I guess.
So I'm gonna ask the lady that I watched a baby come out of her vag. It's
Right.
gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't just go set up a P.O. box somewhere.
Nope.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
So James says he'll babysit Mikey for free if she helps him commit address fraud. Another thing that seems highly problematic to just, again, this stranger being like, I'll watch your kid for you while you're at work.
Yeah, that's a red flag. I don't.
I just met you. You can totally trust me.
I would definitely watch your baby.
Yeah.
Yep. So over the next few months, Molly keeps going on dates because she's trying to find a stepfather for Mikey. And I feel like
Which is exactly what you want to do, like right after birth, right? Is go on dates.
And also, I just don't feel. I feel like when you're bringing that energy to the date, like
No.
a man is going to be like, "Yeah, what? What are you like? Are we just going to get to know each other? Oh, you want me to like
Be a stepfather
Right,
to
yeah.
your child.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, working so hard to get a stepfather in the picture is strange.
Yeah, that doesn't seem smart. It feels like the Mommy Dearest situation. When
Yeah.
she was just like, I'm going to find a guy so I can adopt a kid with him.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it turns out, and this whole time, like, the baby's talking and stuff, and the baby's just like, "What are you doing, Mom? Like, just have James be my stepfather, because he gets this, this baby gets along with John Travolta just fine."
Of course he does.
James, who's also a flight instructor, takes Molly on a plane ride, and she realizes that she's developing feelings for him while they're on this plane. But she thinks he's probably too immature to make a good dad. Unlike Molly, who did the highly
So
mature thing with sleeping with
mature.
her married client.
Yep. And just looking for any rando to be a stepdad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, also for anybody keeping track, James now has 3 jobs. He's a cab driver. He's a babysitter. He's a flight instructor.
He's hustling.
He's a caregiver.
You know who else has lots of jobs? Mature people.
They sure do.
You're
They
not
sure
wrong.
do.
You're not wrong.
Lee.
You're
Meanwhile,
not
is she working? What's her deal?
She's an accountant.
But is she still at that company where she
guess.
fucked the guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she is. That comes back up. In a
All
minute,
right, yeah.
So.
And she had his baby, and they're just like working together.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's fine.
This is about the time that James finds out about the circumstances surrounding Molly's pregnancy, because he thought she'd just been artificially inseminated.
Oh, yeah.
But then Albert shows up at Molly's house, and James finds out that he's the baby daddy. This causes a big fight, and Molly tells James it's best if he doesn't come around anymore.
Death below.
Yeah. And you might be thinking, what's going on with the address fraud situation? Well,
I totally am.
the nursing home where James's grandfather is staying calls Molly's house because they think it's James's house.
I don't know.
And explains that Gramps is having a fight with the staff. So Molly goes to the retirement home and helps resolve the disagreement.
Isn't that like Eli Wallach or something is the grandpa?
I think so. I
Yeah.
think that's who it is.
Okay.
She helps resolve the disagreement and then reunites with James, and they both realize that they were destined to be together.
Oh, that's how destiny works.
Yep. It's
I
Destiny's child.
Literally
I mean, obviously, we got
Destiny's
boundary
Child.
issues all over this thing, but
Yeah.
getting a call that and then going to resolve the conflict with the grandfather is an odd choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while Molly and James are making out, baby Mikey wanders into traffic, where James has to go save him. And after being pulled from the street, Mikey says his first word, which is dada. So,
That's an ungrateful kid.
yeah.
Come on, man.
And here are some things about this movie that were big surprises to me.
Oh, good. Okay.
George Segal played Albert,
Yeah.
and I don't see how anyone who looks like George Segal could possibly get involved with at least 3 women.
He was not attractive. He was
I can't
much
remember
older
him.
than her. It was very much I remember from the beginning, even as a kid, like what the fuck is this?
He was the lead on that TV show, Just Shoot Me.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The old guy. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah, no. Ugh.
Which probably meant he was my age, but,
Right,
whatever. Yeah.
The movie made about $140 million.
Wow.
And it was John Travolta's most successful film since Grease.
Well,
Yeah,
there
I
you
mean,
go.
he had some high highs and some low lows.
Sure did.
Over the years.
Yeah.
That's tough. Since Grease, and then
Yeah.
it was Look Who's Talking.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
The movie was written and directed by Amy Heckerling.
It was?
Yes, who directed Fast Times at Ridgemont High and a few years later, Clueless.
Wow.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yep. She based the story off her own experience with Harold Ramis, who's Egon from Ghostbusters, if you're keeping track. After he got her pregnant while he was married to someone else and said he'd leave his wife for her and then ended up with a third woman.
What?
So it's a while, yeah, it's kind of like the outline of this movie was based on what Egon did to her.
Harold Ramis, what are you doing?
What are you up to?
Yeah.
Oh, he got full of himself. He was like, I'm Egon. I can get any lady I want.
Oh, no.
I mean, to his credit, he's better looking than George Segal.
That's true.
And I don't know, I kind of feel like George Segal got cast in this. That was the director's way of being like, here, asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
exactly,
point. That's a
exactly.
good point. Wait, so did she have the kid?
Yeah. There were 2 sequels made to this movie, Look Who's Talking 2 in 1990 and Look Who's Talking Now in
Wait a minute, it was in
1993.
1990, the sequel?
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
they
real
turned it right
fast.
around.
Yeah.
They
Was that like
checked
planned
on
from the
that.
beginning? Wouldn't they have to have like Ben in production?
At the end of the movie, she finds out she's pregnant again, and the baby's a girl, and Joan Rivers was the voice of the baby. And that was just right before the credits rolled. Like, it was just a real... Yeah.
Okay.
So
they planned it as a two-parter.
Maybe. Yeah.
there's another sequel. Another sequel was in the works, where Mikey's now the father, and Molly and James are grandparents, but then Kirstie Alley died in 2022. And, again, ruined everything. Way to go, Kirstie Alley.
Well, and also Bruce Willis isn't doing
Right.
so well. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
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 So there's that.
But yeah, it's. I feel like the people that loved this movie and made it a huge success are the same people that watched, like, The Big Bang Theory.
Oh my god.
Like that kind
yes.
of thing. Where they're just like, they go into being like, yeah, I'm supposed to think this is funny. And so I'll think it's funny.
I
Yeah.
cannot stand that show. And it's mostly because everyone's like, oh my god, it's so funny.
I do not
It's
like it.
really
either.
not.
I've never liked it, yeah.
Yeah, it's of all the characters are geniuses. Like, it's just not smart.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah,
show's not
exactly.
smart for
Yeah.
a bunch of
It's dumb.
show about a bunch of smart people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
That said, I did watch the hell out of it when it came out on cable. Look
Yeah.
who's talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you
But
were
I
going to say
watched a
Big
lot
Bang
of things.
Theory for a minute. I was like, what?
No.
Amy was going through some stuff and just watching
Yeah,
shit
it's
she
okay.
hates.
It's okay. We all do. We all do.
Nope.
I don't deserve to watch something I like.
To punish myself. I want to talk about another movie,
Okay.
and it's called Heathers.
Oh, boy. Yes.
Martha Duck.
So, the writers intended this film to contrast with John Hughes movies. And to that I say, you sure did.
Yeah, you did it.
You did it. Well done. The tone is wild. The style is wild. There's something, I remember even watching it, and it felt like so dangerous but hilarious at the same time. It was great. So, Westerberg High School in the fictional Sherwood, Ohio. There's Veronica Sawyer, who is our dear, dear, dear Winona Ryder. She's part of a mean girl clique that includes 3 rich girls with the same first name, Heather. There's Heather Duke, Heather McNamara, and the ruthless queen bee, Heather Chandler. But Veronica's over it. She kind of wishes she had her old life before she was popular with her kind but less popular friends. So when new student JD shows up,
Uh-oh.
Not
looking
JD.
a lot like Christian Slater.
Oh, I was going to say, it wasn't J.D. Vance, was it?
No, this was when JD was cool. Yeah.
You said that, and all I could think of is that video of him running in Disney World.
Veronica gets obsessed with JD, especially after he pulls out a gun and fires blanks to scare the football players. That's how to get a girl going, just so you know. So Veronica, she goes with one of the Heathers to a frat party, and she doesn't want to have sex with a guy, but Heather does instead. And then Veronica drunkenly pukes on Heather, and Heather vows to destroy Veronica.
Nobody pukes on me.
No. So later that same night, apparently still post-puke, JD breaks into Veronica's house, and they make out, and they hook up, and they have sex. Because that's what I feel like doing after puking on someone.
Also, why are you breaking in my house?
Yeah, well, it was apparently hot at the time.
What time did the puking happen? That seemed like it would have to be like an 8 p.m. puke to have time for all the rest of those.
Yeah.
I'm in bed.
Yeah.
Any kind of puke after mid-afternoon, I'm done for the day. Nope. I can maybe rally of a 10 a.m. puke, but
I mean, she's young, so she's like, it's fine.
True.
I can
You're right,
boot
I guess.
and rally. Yeah. They also talk about how much they both hate Heather. So the next morning, Veronica and JD continue their breaking and entering spree.
Ooh.
And they break into Heather's house. And they're planning on revenge by giving her a fake hangover cure. Veronica mixes orange juice and milk, which apparently is a fake hangover cure that'll make you puke. I don't know.
I've heard that, mixing orange juice and milk it tastes really bad. It'll make you gag.
Okay. But instead, JD fills a mug with drain cleaner, and Veronica accidentally gives that mug to Heather. And in a very, dramatic scene...
That coffee table didn't know what was coming.
Heather dies. Veronica's horrified, but JD's like, it's fine, it's cool. Let's forge a suicide note in Heather's handwriting. And so the community believes it. They think that this rich, popular girl was actually really struggling, and so she killed herself.
With Drano.
And so then the community's all about oh my God, we got to talk more about our kids and suicide and everything. This whole thing sort of backfires on Veronica and JD. And another Heather takes over in her place. Some boys that Heather likes spread a false rumor about Veronica, saying that Veronica gave them all blowjobs. So JD proposes, okay, I got a way to fix this. So he and Veronica lure the boys into the woods, shoot them up with tranquilizers, and humiliate them by staging the scene to make it look like they were lovers and they had a suicide pact.
Oh. Terrific.
The stuff they pull out of that paper bag to make it seem like they were gay was very funny.
Very, very funny. And at their funeral, again, same sort of situation where the community's like, oh my God, we were so mean to gay kids. Oh, they all
died.
Yeah,
I
they
just
died.
thought they tried, they took pictures or something of them. I did not. Okay.
No, I think because maybe the tranquilizers were actually something else.
Okay.
JD tricked her again.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
She thought.
So he's a serial killer.
Right,
yes,
yeah.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's Christian Slater,
I
so
mean, what can
he
you
can
do?
get
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So at the funeral, everyone's like, "Oh my God, we were so mean to these kids," and the dad's like, "I love my dead gay son."
That was so funny.
It's so funny. So Veronica at this point is catching on. She's like, "Oh, he's actually murdering these people that we don't like," and so she's horrified and she breaks up with him.
Oh, that doesn't seem smart.
No. So then there's all sorts of near misses and accidents that make it look like there's just a suicide plague at the school. And Veronica comes home one day and her parents tell her that JD stopped by saying that he was worried that she was going to try and kill herself. So she realizes he's going to kill me.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here it is. So she fakes her own death by hanging. And JD finds her, and then he does the thing where all villains do, where he's like, oh my God, I'm going to tell you my whole plan. This is what I'm going to do now that you're dead. And that involves blowing up the school.
Sheesh.
Oof.
Yeah. So JD goes to plant dynamite in the gym, and Veronica, because she didn't really kill herself, she confronts him and shoots him. They go outside. JD follows her with a bomb strapped to his chest. Boom. He blows up. All the students and faculty rush to see what happened. Veronica walks back and she's all charged. She's got smoke. Her hair's all askew. She's smoking. One of the Heathers gives her some shit and she, basically says, go fuck yourself. And then she invites one of the unpopular kids to go to prom, to spend prom night with her watching movies.
It's the right kind of ending.
Yeah.
So this film did not do well when it came out. It only earned $170,000.
Wow.
Holy shit, seriously?
In the first weekend. Overall, over 5 weeks, it ended up getting just $1 million.
Yeah, that's still not
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Our old friend Roger Ebert.
Oh, yeah.
Roger.
Come on, Roger. What did you think?
Come on, bring
What'd
it.
you think?
Bring it.
You're always a good time.
Yeah, bring it.
He gave gave the movie 2.5 stars out of 4. He said, yeah, it definitely can help you think, and it definitely shocks you. But he said adulthood could be defined as the process of learning to be shocked by things that do not shock teenagers. But that is not a notion that has occurred to the creators.
What? Adulthood is the process of learning
you're not
to
Maya
not be
Angelou,
shocked?
Roger Ebert.
Yeah.
Like, calm yourself
Doesn't even
down.
make sense.
It doesn't even make sense at all. No. So he's basically saying, like, I get what it's doing, but I still like it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that smart kind of thing.
Okay,
Do you even know what this means?
Do you even know what this is? Jeez.
But as we all know, Heathers went on to become a cult classic.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's why I was shocked about the money.
Yeah. So get this. A lot of people turned down the project because of its subject matter. Early picks for Veronica were Justine Bateman and Jennifer Connelly. Both of them could have done a good job, I think.
Yeah.
Winona Ryder was only 16 at the time of filming, and she really wanted the part. So she begged the creators to give it to her, even offering to work for free. I wouldn't do that.
Don't do that, no.
Also, the creators said that they didn't think she was pretty enough.
Oh.
And she herself said, well, you know, at the time I didn't look that different from my character in Beetlejuice. I was really pale. I had dyed hair. So I went to Macy's and had them do a makeover on me. Winona Ryder's agent was so opposed to her taking this, thinking that it was going to ruin her career, that apparently she got down on her hands and knees and begged her not to do it.
Winona Ryder?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Also, Brad Pitt read for the role of JD, but was rejected.
Oh.
Good.
Heather Graham was offered the part of one of the Heathers, but she turned it down because her parents disapproved of the movie.
But they let her make the Mark Wahlberg Boogie Nights movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess she was older then.
17-year-old Shannon Doherty
Yeah.
wanted the role of Veronica, but Winona Ryder had already been cast. So she auditioned for one of the Heathers, and she got it. The creators called her a bit of handful on the set, in part because she didn't like the swearing. She refused to say some of the more explicit lines. They said that I don't think Shannon really got what Heather's was, and that worked for us. She made that character real. Sounds like the creators kind of sucked on this. Also, when the cast first viewed the film, Doherty ran out crying because she realized the film was a dark comedy and not the drama that she thought it was going to be.
Didn't she read the rest of the script? Like, did she not read the whole thing? Maybe she
I
just
don't know
didn't
if
think
they
the
just-
funny parts were funny.
That's it. Maybe she just read it and didn't understand it.
I mean,
Maybe she...
she sounds like a dummy in this. Like, that
Yeah.
makes her sound... when she didn't like expletives and swearing? What?
I guess you could interpret I love my dead gay son in a serious tone.
But then if you're on set and you're
Right.
seeing how this is turning out, what are you doing?
I don't
you know?
understand.
Like,
yeah.
And also, you're fine with all the suicides and stuff, but the swearing's
So it's
too
the
much.
swearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the swearing.
Yeah.
All right.
You went on to 90210.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, come
you
on.
slept with Dylan. Come on.
Facts.
I know they made it into a musical, like an off-Broadway
They
musical.
did, yes.
Oh, my.
That I think still gets performed around here and there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been on TV or anything. I've never seen it.
No, I've never been interested.
But I think it was one of the streamers made it into a series a few years ago.
Really?
But they'd made a season of it and they never aired it because a school shooting. Something happened. Something happened in real life that made the subject matter a real, probably insensitive.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when you think about it, it's dicey. There's a lot of content that's real dicey.
Yeah.
And, Roger Ebert went one direction.
Mm-hmm.
I went the other. I was all in.
It's the first time you and Roger Ebert have ever disagreed.
Exactly. Yep. Otherwise, we are lockstep. Me and Raj. All right. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to take us to a place that I remember fondly.
Oh.
Could probably sing for you if you'd like me to. You should say no.
Okay.
And that is a boy group known as New Kids on the Block. Or, as other fans might know them, NKOTB.
Nope. New Kids on the Block.
Those are the fans who are from the streets.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
They've had a rough go of things.
Yes, they are still holding on. So, New Kids on the Block, typical boy band formula, as we know well by this point. But they were from Dorchester, Massachusetts, which for some reason I found funny that they were all from the same town. Like you did.
They were all friends, right?
Right.
Like, yeah.
But just the idea that you didn't expand anywhere beyond that. You weren't like, granted, they were a little more organic in their getting together than like what we kind of know about boy bands now, where we're like picking certain stereotypes and finding them from different places.
Yeah,
but,
sort of like Boys to Men. They were also friends. And it was organic.
I love Boys to Men.
Yeah.
The band consists of brothers Jonathan and Jordan Knight, Joey McIntyre, Donnie Wahlberg, and Danny Wood. And for a brief time, Mark Wahlberg, although he exited very quickly because he's too cool
had his
for
own
school.
thing to do.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Yeah, and they wouldn't let him walk around in his underwear enough, I'm assuming.
Or maybe he had to go to jail because he's gone to jail a few times. Yeah.
He probably had some hate crimes to commit.
That's probably true.
He did have some hate crimes to commit, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunately for them, their first album was terrible and it failed. It was not good. But for some reason, their manager decided that he thought they had it. And he's like, just give them one more shot at a record.
Let's give some men another shot.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. It's been unfair for them. It's been unfair.
It was stacked against them.
Yeah.
Let's try one more time.
Let's give these white guys another
Let's spend
shot.
the money and do it again. Yep. So that's when 1989 came. And they struck gold with Hangin' Tough.
Sure did.
Which is probably one of the songs that I remember the most and could probably sing.
Hangin' Tough. That's all I remember, actually.
It's all you have to remember for that song, really. Columbia Music Video also released a home video at that time called Hanging Tough, which was a documentary on the band directed by Doug Nickel and produced by Brian Johnson that included their 4 hit music videos and a live concert recorded during their 1989 tour.
Did you have that?
I've seen it. I do not have a copy, but part of that, they credit that a lot for being part of their success because everybody got this beat. They all of a sudden, you had a whole fan base that thought they knew them just from this kind of documentary. And it was kind of new. It was ahead of the time of doing behind the music and all of these things. So it was like, oh, wow. Like you get to follow them and, no one seemed to care that it was like 4 hours of, New Kids on the Block footage, which no one should be subjected to. I mean, looking back, there was probably some kind of hypnotherapy in it or something, which convinced everyone to be
suggestions.
Yeah. It achieved massive sales and it earned a Grammy Award for the best long-form music video nomination. And it was one of the biggest selling documentaries / music videos. They marketed it as a music video, even though it was very lengthy. The then governor of Massachusetts, Michael Dukakis, declared April 24th, 1989 to be New Kids on the Block Day. So we went from we hate their music to this is the best thing that's ever happened in the span of 4 months.
Wow. Well, Dukakis had just lost for president, so he's like, I need to win.
Let me align. I'm going to align with this boy band. So this is the reason that I put them in 1989 is because this is the year that someone figured out the magic. They released this album. They released this video. They had them release a Christmas album that year. And they decided we are going to merchandise the shit out of these guys. We are going to put it on everything possible. Including a keychain that I had where you looked in and saw pictures of them. They were on, obviously, the main thing, t-shirts, whatever, but you could get folders, you could get notebooks, you could get diaries, anything that you could think
they had
of.
Dolls, right?
They had dolls, yeah.
And a cartoon?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah. They had everything. Anything that you could put their faces on, they did it.
And they were in Teen and Tiger Beat all
the time. All the time.
And I know that because I tore some pictures out of them.
Same.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite?
I think maybe Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Joey McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Please don't go, girl.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I won't.
Yeah.
They even had, which was news to me, a hotline.
Oh.
You could call. I don't know what happened when you called the hotline, but it was a 900 number, so you were obviously paying.
Gosh, they were making money off that too.
And then I'm assuming you were getting a recorded message from them or something, but yeah.
And you'd probably keep calling if you didn't get the one you wanted, or you wanted to
hear
from
wasn't the guy.
Your parents,
the one that talked.
Your parents find the phone bill. They're like, "What is this?
What is this?" Yeah. They went on to record another very successful album, and then things sort of crumbled because they faced some lip syncing allegations and criticism. At the time, it was a weird way that they handled the lip syncing allegations. Like
at concerts and stuff?
Yeah, it was coming off the Milli Vanilli thing, and people were like, wait, I think that they are too. And they went on, instead of like having, I don't know, like an interview or whatever, they put them on a late night show, and they did a performance where you could tell that they weren't, but then they sat down and said, like, yeah, we do sometimes when we're dancing and stuff on stage. And it was kind of them saying, like, this isn't outside of the norm. Like, this is what people are going to have to do if you're a full entertainer. Like, you can't sing like that. It doesn't mean that we're not singing on our tracks.
Right.
It just means that, like, in a show, sometimes we need that backup in order to be able to do everything else. Which leads me to say something that I think might be controversial, but I'm going to say it. I think they might have been ahead of their time. I think if they're a boy band that came out even 5 years later, they wouldn't have faced any of that criticism or allegations, because I think we're all well versed in the fact that we know, like, Britney Spears did that, and other people that are doing heavy dancing on stage. It's not physically possible for you to sing at that level.
Yeah. No, I think it's unfortunate that they sent a bunch of teenagers out to sort of like defend this.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, I get your New Kids on the Block probably caught enough shit the way it was. Like, oh, you're not a real band. Like, you don't play instruments. You don't do this. Like, you know, their credibility was always in question anyway. So to attach this and then to try to get them to go and explain, like you said, like, you know, I think Madonna's great. There's no way Madonna sings live through all of her concerts. I'm sure she's singing, but I'm sure she's singing to a backing track because she's dancing a lot. And as you said, that is just, it doesn't matter. You could be in tip-top shape. You could be at the peak of fitness. Yeah. And you're not, you know, you're just not going to be able to do both of those things the way people want to hear them at the same time.
Yeah.
This was my first concert, and I was like, really? I think it must have been like maybe 91, so a couple years later, because it was a huge deal to go. It was at the Iowa State Fair. And it was me and a sea of girls like me. And it was all general admission, and we were waiting out in the sun for a long time. And then they let us all in, and there was like a mad stampede to go down there. And but while we were waiting, someone was hosing us down because it was so hot. But yeah, now that I think about it, I'm like, so you were hosing down teenage girls. Okay.
No.
Cool.
That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I do think, too, for, like, more of our age, you know, we might have been a little bit too old for the NSYNC Backstreet Boys, as the girl craze part of that. And so this, I would say this is kind of why they are still popular, because they've been doing tours. They're currently in a residency at Vegas.
Yep. They do cruises.
And cruises, cruises. They've kind of been in charge of shaping how they've come out again and what they've done. Obviously, they're older. They know better than to give full control to a different manager and all those types of
Donnie
things.
has Wahlburgers.
He has He has Blue Bloods.
That's right.
He's got Jenny McCarthy.
Tom Selleck every damn day.
Yeah.
He's with Crazy Vaccine Lady.
Yeah. Exactly. Crazy Vaccine Lady's exactly right. Yeah. I don't think Wahlberg's is just doing great, but he had it at one time, so you can
I bet RFK will give it a boost.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's like Jenny's in my corner, so I'll give her husband's business a boost.
That's good.
And say that it's the top of the new food pyramid.
Yeah. This is, yes.
You should do Wahlburgers twice a day.
Wahlburgers, yep. What's your last one, Heath?
Well, speaking of good times.
Ooh.
Not the TV show, because that was not 1989.
No,
although it's a good TV show.
Yeah.
Love Shack. It's a song by the B-52s.
I fucking hate this song.
This came out in 1989.
In June of 1989.
You have brought my B-52s kryptonite because I love this band. I love this band, and I hate this song. Just say it.
It was on their fifth studio album, Cosmic Thing, and it is very much an example of a group that has sort of relished and celebrated their weirdness.
Very much so.
And then they kind of got here, and they kind of made it something that was mainstream.
Yes, and maybe that's why I hate it. Yeah,
and then a bunch of people were like, "Oh, new band, the B-52s," and it's like, "Nah, they've been around for a long time."
They made fucking Rock Lobster. They were singing about a lobster in the sea. And now we're singing about a love shack.
How did you feel when they made the song that was with the live-action version of the Flintstones movie?
What? Oh, no, I don't know about this, and I don't want to know.
All right. Okay. well,
I'm just kidding. Was it the one with like Kyle MacLachlan? That live star?
Yeah,
Really?
with,
Do you know what the song was?
I forget the name of the song, but I remember in the video they were dressed up like they were alive, like in bedrock,
Okay, all right. Good for you guys.
Yeah. So even though the B-52s had been around since the 70s, as I said, Love Shack was their first top 40 hit song. Went all the way to number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was partially inspired by a club outside of Athens, Georgia called the Hawaiian Hale, H-A-L-E. I think I'm saying that right.
Okay.
From the outside, the building looked pretty run down and had a rusted tin roof, per the line in the song. Inside, they had a lot of great bands playing, and it was always a kind of a wild party. It was, one of the things you drive by it, and if you didn't know what was going on in there, you wouldn't think two things about it, and you just keep going. There was also a cabin nearby that, again, had a tin roof where the band wrote Rock Lobster, one of their earlier songs, and it seems like it might depend on who you ask, but at least one of these buildings inspired Tin Roof Rusted. There was a lot of tin roofs apparently in Georgia. Yeah. The band has said that people often ask what that line refers to, and they said it literally refers to a rusted tin roof, but they are happy to let people sort of assign whatever meaning they want to it.
That's the beauty of music.
It is.
Yes.
The song was the last one recorded for the album Cosmic Thing. While they were recording the song, there was a lightning storm that caused the power to go out. And when it came back on, they listened to what they'd recorded and decided that, that was good. That's the take they're going to put on the album. So apparently the universe was just like, you're done with this.
You're done. You're fine.
You spent enough time on this. Move on.
Yep. A lot of radio stations were initially hesitant to play the song because they thought it was too weird, but the band's record label worked really hard to get stations to play it, and then it became really popular, which is interesting because from their perspective, they thought this was their pretty non-weird stuff compared to the stuff they'd done before.
Yes.
And radio stations were, I guess,
still too weird.
Their weird spectrum. They were real far apart.
Yeah.
The song's music video features a young RuPaul in their first ever on-screen appearance.
Really?
The band says that RuPaul helped direct the video at one point when the video's actual director didn't really know how to set up and film the dance line scene, which was sort of an homage to Soul Train. Radio stations were hesitant to play the song because they thought it was weird, and now it's played like at every wedding reception.
And I think
that's exactly what I thought of right away.
I think ultimately that's why I hate it, is because it was everywhere, and you just got sick of it, and people played the shit out of it.
Yeah, and it really, wedding receptions, any event with a DJ, like somebody plays it,
Yeah.
And if you go to a wedding reception and you don't hear this and you don't hear Uptown Funk, like, were you there?
Were you?
Like,
was it even a wedding?
Did it even
Are
count?
you married?
Is this a legally binding thing?
Yeah. You're right. Uptown Funk is the other one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this is not really related to Love Shack, but I remember, and I don't remember what year it was, and I wish I could find it, because I looked once on the internet and I couldn't really find it, but there was a song in the late 80s that they put out, a record label sent out, and they didn't tell anybody who was singing on it. And it turned out to be this big hit song, and it was Donny Osmond. And Donny Osmond's record label knew if we send this song to radio stations and say it's by you, they're not going to play it. So they had to send this song out and just not say who it was. And his voice on this song was unrecognizable enough that people at radio, the program directors, didn't catch on who it was.
What song was it? Do you know?
I remember the video was like shot in like sepia tones, and like they're out in the desert, and he's wearing a white shirt.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And it's it's a love song. It's sort of an upbeat, sort of like rock adjacent love song. And I don't remember what the name of it is, but yeah, they kind of basically tricked everybody into playing it. Wow. And that's like, can you imagine sitting down in a room with Donny Osmond having to explain, listen, your name's toxic. Nobody wants anything to do with you.
Your name's toxic. Your currency is not high.
Listen, we're going to have to come at this the back way.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Like a young boy in a carton of milk. You have to come around it from the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was Love Shack, because it had like RuPaul and it had, I imagine, other drag queens in the video, was that ever an issue that it was like,
I don't think so.
I don't think so, right?
No.
Yeah.
I think I don't know how RuPaul got cast in the music video, but I think, to me, the vibe of the song has always just been like, we're gonna
party.
Yeah, there's gonna be this place. It doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter who you are, as long as you're here to have a good time, and celebrate each other.
Yeah.
Then.
This is also another song that conservatives can't have.
No.
If you voted for Trump, you can't enjoy B-52s.
No.
You cannot.
No.
Well, you can't enjoy any of the good things. You're not allowed.
I was just imagining you at a wedding reception going out on the floor and be like, who voted for Trump? Sit down, Love Shack is not for you. You could not
Funk
dance.
is also not for you.
Yeah.
You can listen to Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
You can listen to some Ted Nugent and Kid Rock.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuzzy Memories is a Broads and Books production. It's hosted by Heath Smith, Aaron Johnston, and Amy Lee Lillard. Be sure to follow us at Fuzzy Memories Pod on Instagram for clips and highlights. See you next time. Aaron had an allergy test, and she got shot full of allergens.
28 out of 36 that I pinged for. Yeah.
They had to give you 36 shots?
45, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was not great. A lot less itchy today, so that's good. But that's why, they pumped me full of allergens. And they're like, oh, shit, you're allergic to 28 out of 36. And, a couple of them are really high right now, so you're going to have a horrible rest of the week. And I was like, thank you.
Cool.
This was, Tuesday. Wednesday, I was, death warmed over. I was, laying on the couch. I was like, I can't move. My whole arm was swollen and bruised. It was gross. So
again, it feels like your body was just not made for this world.
I know. 28.
Yeah,
and 14 of them are year round. So
so that's cool.
Thanks. You feel good when your allergist is like, outside of putting you in a bubble, our best option. Is
maybe living in a bubble right now would be good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound terrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's people that are living in metaphorical bubbles.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. It's true.
Is a bubble like the Vatican? Can it have its own government? Is it? Is it a sovereign
and
state?
do you get a Pope mobile with a bubble around it kind of thing?
Well, I hadn't considered any of this, but yes,
I like the sovereign state idea. That's pretty great. You'd be queen of bubbledom. That's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.